everybody, Mark Michaels here at the NCHA Metallic Cup Futurity, joined with a very special guest today, Miss Ryann Packard, the Non-Pro Futurity Champion here. Congratulations, Ryann.
Thank you for having me.
Has it sunk in yet?
I don't think it will for a while.
So let's talk a little bit about your horse here, Dragon, as he's affectionately known. So a pair of 16s in both go-rounds, a 432 going into the semis. You're ranked, I think, 4th in the average going in there, and then marked a 217 in the semis. What were your, did you expect this? Was this horse were you feeling pretty confident with this horse? Or?
I've been pretty confident in what I knew the horse could do, but you never truly know how it's going to go till you get down there. There's so many factors that go into everything. But, the horse remained constant the whole show. I was confident in him, but you can never, really predict the outcome of what's going to happen, especially at the Futurity.
Well, 3-year-olds, they're so unpredictable, and even, I've done it. You've shown something you think you're confident on, and they act totally different when you put your hand down.
Yeah.
And that's always kind of a scary, but that's what makes this show so special.
Of course.
Being able to do that. You drew up second in the second set. What was your game plan like? What were you kind of thinking? What is the one thing maybe that you had in your mind that you really wanted to do?
I just wanted to keep it simple, not overcomplicate things, but at the same time, I liked my draw, I liked my horse, and I liked my chances. So I did want to go out and give myself the best shot that I could, because it's not every day you're in the Futurity finals on a good horse with good help. And so I wanted to just, take it easy, keep it simple, but I did know that I was going to try to go for it.
Well, you came in there on that third cow. What were your thoughts like with that third cow? You came in there and you just came a-cutting.
Well, it worked out perfect because I had tried to get to it on my first cut, and it didn't really act bad, but I knew that I didn't want to go chasing anything around, and it didn't work out, and it turns out that it didn't work out for a reason, because I went back for my third cut, and it was just in a perfect spot, and Colin said, come into your herd a little bit and take this one up and, go for it. And so it ended up just working out perfectly.
Yeah. So a 224.5 comes up on the scoreboard. What goes through your mind when you saw that come up?
I was pretty excited. I knew that I had a good run, but, you never know what the judges are thinking. I thought that I had done my job. The horse had done his job and more. They picked me some great cows, and so there's still a lot of good horses left, but regardless of the outcome, I couldn't have been more happy with what had happened.
Yeah. All right, so you mentioned Cullen was a big part, talking you through your run. You've been working over there with Cullen for about 6 years now. What's that been like for you?
It's helped me in ways that I can't explain, like as far as, showing, and just in a family aspect, that everyone over there has become like my family. We've all been together a long time, been through a lot of stuff together, and they treat me and show up for me like I'm one of their own, and I consider them family. And so, they've helped me in any way that they could. So it just means a lot that, I was able to go out there and on a horse that Marcus started from the beginning, did all the way through his 2-year-old year, and then Colin picked right up off on him, beginning of 3-year-old year, did him all the way through. And so it was really special for all of us for, the outcome that we got.
Well, and that's got to give you confidence knowing this horse. He went through the whole program then from the get-go, and then, obviously you guys all work closely together, like you mentioned. Marcus does a fantastic job on those 2-year-olds.
Absolutely.
And makes it easy for people to follow what he's doing down there. But let's back up. Let's go back to this name a little bit. So the name changed about a month ago, I hear.
It did.
So Wheezy F Baby. How did we come up with that one?
I knew he was a good horse, and I felt like he needed a good name. And over at the ranch, we get into a lot of Little Wayne, and it just seemed like a really fitting name for him because he's not a horse that takes himself very seriously. He's pretty wild, pretty crazy, and but at the end of the day, I knew it was a good horse, so I felt like that was pretty fitting for him.
I think from what I've been told, this horse does have a little attitude too. He's not the easiest to catch out in the pasture.
He's been pretty fiery from the beginning. There's a lot of ropes involved with catching him out in the pasture, and a lot of sweaty saddle pads on top of him, a lot of work, but you're not gonna, find a horse more trained up than one that comes from Marcus and Cullen. So, despite all that, they had their finger on him and they got him done.
Well, and it's something you've seen it, I've seen it. These great horses have their quirks.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
And they all have their own individual personalities, but that's what makes them special too.
Yeah.
And it makes you willing to put up with some of that stuff.
Yes.
Because they are so good when you call
He's
them.
made up for all that with a lot of integrity. Like, he's always been very wild and very crazy, but he's always put that to a cow.
Yeah.
He's never made it, hard to get him trained or made it hard for him to do his job. He's always made it the reason that he did his job so well. So we've always really appreciated that about him.
Well, this is a huge bucket list item for anybody that competes in this sport.
Yes, sir.
What are your goals now? What does your future look like for this?
I mean, definitely not as glamorous as winning the Futurity right now. I kind of need to get back into the college scene and catch up on some stuff and try to finish out my sophomore year. And, I mean, nothing can really come close to this. You can try to shoot for it again, but I think for now it's just kind of going to be school and then just looking into another Futurity horse, and we'll just kind of let this horse, play out the way that it needs to play out.
Well, it's got to give you some confidence, though, now being able to go back to school and this is done and you've done this part. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment that you can now maybe focus more on your schoolwork. Do you have anything specific you're chasing career-wise, or?
I mean, during crazy times like Futurity, I just want to, my main goal is just to get done with it and with, passing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've got to kind of reel it in and lower those sometimes and, just try to get through it. But, once things slow down for me as far as showing, it'll be back to, I need to graduate and, look into something I don't particularly have a super interest right now. My whole life's kind of been cutting, but something will come along, and you're I'm excited for it.
You're young, and speaking from experience, I had no idea what I was going to do, and I ended up being a horse trainer for a while, and now look at me. But I'm sure you've got that entrepreneur bug in your family. So
yes.
I think whatever you put your mind to, I think it's probably going to work out pretty good for you.
Thank you.
What we've come off a pretty busy 27 days here at the Futurity. What's Ryann Packard doing now, getting ready for Christmas?
I'm going to be doing as little as possible between all of us at the barn. We're spread thin sometimes, but we're always having a pretty good time. And so after this, I'd imagine we're kind of just hanging out on Colin's back porch, whether he wants us to or not. And I doubt that I'll be getting up to very much.
Yeah, well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
An amazing accomplishment, and it's great to see some success. Colin didn't have the show he wanted to, but Gavin's here in the Open Finals. You've gone and won the Non-Pro Futurity. That speaks volumes for that program over there.
Absolutely.
And I think it's great to see. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, and he was in our corner for every bit of it, as if he was in the finals tonight. It didn't ever put a stop on what we had going, so I appreciate all of them for that.
Yeah, well, and the best part now, I've got him up in his second dream job. He's doing the broadcasting tonight for the live webcast. So we'll see how he does.
Be careful with it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks again.